If you recognize.
Hey, great. I'm Mayor Gaylyn Benyon, and I and the Cottonwood Heights City Council welcome you to our business meeting. And this is our January 6th, 2026 meeting, and we'd like to start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I have asked our city attorney, who is contracted to serve our city for the past 21 years now, Shane Topham, to lead us.
Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey. All right, now it is time for our citizen comments. We give time to citizens each month to come and give comment, and you'll have 3 minutes. And I have the note cards. If you're still wanting to give a comment, you can give the card to Tiffany, and she will bring it to me, and we can take comments. And we just ask that everyone be civil in their comments and stay to that 3 minutes. Thank you. And the first one that I have is Maggie Milk.
Hello, I'm Maggie Mills, manager at the Whitmore branch of Salt Lake County Library, and here are just a few things that are coming up at the library this month. We have 2 new programs that we've added for school-age children. They'll be held monthly. The first one is Lego Club, just coming together to build Legos. You don't need to bring your own, we have some. That'll start tomorrow, the 7th at 4 p.m. The second is STEAM Club. That'll include fun activities and crafts that work with STEAM principles, and that starts on Wednesday the 21st at 4 p.m. The family preschool story times are every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 10:15. And the Babcock Performing Readers are back. They will present 12 Angry Men on Thursday the 15th at 7 p.m. Nonfiction Book Club is meeting again. They'll meet the 21st at 7. They're going to discuss How to Be Perfect by Michael Schur, and that's a humorous and thought-provoking book on ethics, so it should be a lively discussion, and we'd love to have you join us. This is just a sample of what we have, and our calendar is available on the County Library's website. It's in the Between the Canyons newsletter, thank you, and I also have some printed copies if anybody wants some. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, our next citizen with a comment is Eric Cron.
First off, I want to congratulate all the new officers to the council. It's been a long time I haven't actually been here. So it came to the surprise of my representative, Burrell, to see me here. In any case, I wanted to actually just touch briefly on 4 subjects. The first one was a conversation that was happening in the offices prior to this meeting and was about proposed tax increases. Number 1 is we need to be conscious of the promise that this council, or the past council, made to the residents of Cottonwood Heights when the bond passed, that the city would not need to actually raise taxes for the next 5 years. I want to actually also warn everybody about the lack of appetite that the communities have about property tax increases going on right now. Salt Lake County is facing a referendum on their property taxes, and I would hate to have that same thing happen here in Cottonwood Heights. Another subject that I wanted to bring up is light pollution. Many public lights are actually very inconsistent. Some are very good, but some actually do severe trespassing into private properties, including my own house, where I have to actually put blackouts, and that's actually against the health, especially of women. It interferes with hormone production and creates cancer situations. So it's something that needs to be addressed as cheaply as putting just a light shade on those light posts. Public access to public highways. And this is regarding actually access to the trails behind the LDS Church at Top of the World Drive. It's an issue that actually had a lot of conversation in District 4. There was some kind of traction, but nothing has been heard. Meanwhile, the gates are still locked. Property owners are actually building on top and blocking access to those trails. And these are actually trails that have been there. There's aerial photographs by the Historical Committee all the way since World War II. So those trails are public right away by Utah law. And the last is HB 290 last year was passed unanimously, I believe, by the legislature regarding bicycle lane safety amendments, in which it makes it illegal for obstructions of bike lanes. Bicycle lanes are dedicated to bicycles. As early as today, I actually had to go, and I decided it was a nice sunny day, cold, but I actually rode my bike to the post office. And from my house to the post office, I came up with 5 cars illegally parked. And there has been no effort to educate the public since this law came in effect in May of last year. I have had plenty of communication. Many of you have been copied in here. And our chief of police has actually found it more worthy to actually go and talk to legislators to reverse that law rather than to actually start enforcing the very law that he is sworn to protect. So with that, thank you very much. Best of luck in 2026. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Okay, then our next citizen comment is from Randy Long.
Yes, I'm Randy Long. I too am an avid hiker and camper, and I think all of our trailheads and the trails themselves need to be preserved. The way, well, pretty much maybe someone can be improved. Like Jeff Smith, that one can be improved, I think. And well, probably Ferguson can too. But and well, again, all the other trails trailheads they have in the city, whatever. Bonneville Shoreline Trail, we need that finished. And it is finished now, pretty much finished anyway, from Big Cauldron to Ferguson Canyon. Next, they're going to go from Ferguson Canyon to Jeff Smith. And again, that section needs finished, as does the section from there on to Little Cottonwood. And I'm not sure whether there's going to be an ending in there somewhere. But whether there is or not, that trail needs to be finished. There might be a little problem there with the north and south Little Cottonwood roads. But might have to supply steps and road walking there for a little while, for ways like you do in some other places. And well, a lot of other trails have it across the nation. And again, we need to preserve the trails anyway. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy and Eric and Maggie. Hey, if there's no further public comment, then we will invite, we're honored to have State Senator Kathleen Reby here. She is recognizing with a legislative citation one of our valued citizens who passed away last year, the late Stan Rosenzweig. He did so much for our community and our state. And so they are just coming in now. They know me. Oh, well,
Would you like to honor your husband's wonderful legacy with Cottonwood Heights, the state of Utah, and really the world. His impact was known across the globe if you knew Stan. And if you were in the same room with Stan, you knew Stan because he would not be unknown. So Galen and I have this citation we'd like to read to you. And I have a copy for you and a copy for your daughter.
Oh,
And
thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to read this. Senator Kathleen Reby and Representative Galen Benyon honor the life and legacy of Stan Rosenzweig, a fierce supporter of prevention with a deep sense of responsibility and dedication to community, and an amazing sense of humor. Stan played a foundational role in developing the family support centers of Utah, establishing the first board of directors and helping shape the organization that would eventually help families across the state. Stan brought people together and worked tirelessly to build strong partnerships that advanced the mission of protecting children and strengthening families. His belief in the power of prevention and connection inspired everyone who had the privilege to work alongside of him. Outside of a professional career, Stan led his life with curiosity, joy, and a deep appreciation for Utah's natural beauty. His passion for the outdoors, notably his love for skiing, reflected the energy and wholeheartedness with which he approached every endeavor. Now, therefore, be it known that Senator Kathleen Reby and Representative Gabe Benlin, Mayor Galen Benyon, formally recognize and honor the life of Stan and express their deepest gratitude for his tireless service, his persistent advocacy, and the profound difference he made in the lives of Utahns across our state, and the great work that you do as well. So you are a incredible couple, and thank you for all the work you've done for our community.
I just want to say Stan would have been very honored with this recognition, and those of you who know him would have known this would have been posted immediately on Facebook. Stan always said that he made two great decisions in his life. The first was he married me, and the second was he lived in Cottonwood Heights. So thank you all.
You're welcome.
Well, I would have said this if she was here, but I'll say it anyway. Stan impacted me personally. He reached out to me and showed me ways I could be a better state legislator. He invited Senator Reby and I to see and walk through and tour the Family Support Center so we could see the impact that it was having. And there are hundreds of people whose lives are better, thousands probably, whose lives are better because of Stan Rosenzweig. So thank you, Rana.
Rana, one of my favorite memories. When I was running for office, I passed out cookies. And in the mail one day, I get the wrapper of the cookies that I was passing out filled with little teeny pieces of candy. And it just said, "Thanks, Stan." He kept the wrapper of the cookie and he just thought it was the funniest thing. He joked about it for months. But that's his humor. Thanks, Rana.
All right. Now we now we will turn our time to the next item on the agenda is a staff report from the city's Public Works Department by the department head, Matt Ship. Katie first. Oh, 5.0. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Oh. No. Yeah. Yeah, we're going straight to Public Works.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Am I on? What do I do now? He should be, as you can tell from my wonderful abilities to run this machine. Mayor and council, thank you. Congratulations on your inaugural meeting as mayor.
Thank
It's
you.
good to be here, and congratulations for your reelection to the two of you. Good to be here. And so this is the Public Works Quarterly Report to share a little bit with you about what's been going on in Public Works. Sorry, I left. All right, I'm organized. Here we go. Just to kick it off, we wanted to bring this forward to you. For the past, this is our second year, but we're creating a tradition at Public Works where we run a collection or donations for hats, gloves, and socks for the road home. Last year was our first year doing it. We had great success. We took quite a few. This year we received over 500 pair of hats, gloves, and socks that we were able to deliver. Not to tout us, but it was a great thing. The community pitched in and donated over 75% of these things. So it was a great success. And so we feel we're going to continue that. It's nothing out of our pockets except a lot of fun for our staff. We generally will have a little prize if staff who donates the most. Each time you donate, we put it in a raffle and a little prize. And it's funny to watch people fight and spend money over a $20 prize. They'll spend $100 just to get it. So it turned out well. So the staff gets excited about it, and so we think it's a great tradition. Normally, I'd give you some statistics on snow plowing and dazzle you with everything. We haven't done any. So actually, the Saturday after Christmas, we had about 2 inches of snow in the city. So we went out and took care of that. But I have nothing to dazzle you with. So we haven't done any. So knock on wood, we'll be getting some here soon. But to give you an update on some other things the staff has been doing, we do work year round. Just so everyone knows, we aren't just a snowplow operation. We're a public works operation. But this, some highlights that I know are very important that's come up a few times. We installed about 11 dog stations throughout the parks, different locations, to help with that problem. We also installed, at the request of some folks, some signs for the dog patrols, dogs on leashes. And we actually received a thank you note from, I think it was the PTOS. Somebody dropped one off and said thank you for that, and they appreciate that. And I think the residents do too. Kind of gives everybody a reminder that you take care of your animals. And we did quite a bit of cleaning. Let me give you some statistics on the grates. This is not really pretty stuff, but anyway, what we have done over this last year, I'll give you this last year, we swept over 4,000 miles of road, lane miles, and we've collected a little over 375 tons of debris off of those roads and disposed of that. So it's a lot going on. We've cleaned out about, where are my notes on here? Yeah, about 1,800 storm drain grates along with about 100 storm drain inlets. Those things got cleaned out, and that contributed to a lot of that. We have also this year thrown down about 350 ton of asphalt to fill potholes. So a lot of asphalt going down. So there is a lot of work going on. And when you talk about potholes and little tons of asphalt, that's a lot of potholes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Anyway, moving on. Other things we've done. This is part of, we joined with the district when they're doing the water project out there. And we had them, when they put that in, we did our side of the road. We overlaid Fort Union from Wasatch down to Griffiths Place. There's still more work to do. The district has more work coming up, and we'll finish that down to, I believe it's Nutri, finish through Nutri, and we'll take care of that. But for your information on that, that was about 150,000 square feet of overlay that has improved Fort Union. We will also be bringing you in the next couple of council meetings an agreement with the district to extend this up to 3,000 East to finish Fort Union off, mill and overlay that, clean it up, make it not look like a third world country going through there. And we've been putting that off for quite a while, just based on the water district and not wanting to put lines in. But we've waited long enough, so we're going to go ahead and move forward with that, and that'll be taken care of. So about 150,000 square feet. We did that in partnership with the Metropolitan Water District. We had 1,700 East from Fort Union to 7,200. If you'll remember last year, we put in the sidewalk on the west side of that road, and we went ahead this year and milled and overlaid and put down about 63,000 square feet of asphalt. You can see the road here on 1,700. Cleaned it up very nicely. It's a nice, smooth, easy road, and it's great sidewalks on both sides for the school kids going back and forth to school on both sides. Yeah. We also, if you'll recall, first we did island maintenance along Union Park, where we cleaned up the islands, beautified it. This was a few months ago. And then we went ahead and did the mill and overlay on our portion, the west side of, east side, I'm sorry, of Union Park. And you can see here, we don't look so bad anymore with that. So it cleaned it up nicely. Just information on that. That was about 240,000 square feet of work we did in there. So,
Can I
yeah,
ask you what happened with the cost sharing of the medians?
we are
with
still
Bill?
working with them. There's a maintenance cost sharing. We're working on the agreement, and we will, when we've ironed those things out, we'll send them over their half of the bill. They've agreed to pay it.
Okay,
and
so there's a willingness, it's just.
Yeah, there's a
paperwork,
willingness.
okay.
We just haven't ironed out, not so much the willingness to share that, but ironed out the maintenance. Because last direction we had from council was we wanted to take over the maintenance and let them reimburse us versus the other way. So we're working through that. And I will be honest, it's been a couple of months since we've sat down and had that discussion. Things working, getting in the way, but we are working through it. They have ours, and I get a hold of them and see where we are. There is a willingness. It's just making sure I push the button again. I guess I wouldn't be too excited to ask for a bill either. So they'll work with us.
But we'll be excited to receive the revenue.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And
real quick on that one too, if you remember, we did utilize some existing funding that we had in the CRA areas.
yeah, this is the
RDA,
PDRA.
old RDA area.
Yeah, for the asphalt, I remember, but I
Yeah.
do remember the cost sharing part of the medians.
Yes.
Yeah, and the ongoing maintenance of it. And I've had
Okay.
discussions with their city manager as well, and there's a willing party. Again, it's like
Yeah.
Matt said, we just have to.
And the medians were also part of the CDRA.
Oh, they
fund.
were?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't
There
realize
was a
that.
beautification in there, so it was part of it.
Okay, win-win-win, thank you.
We replaced a faulty or a deteriorated culvert across Kings Hill. It was a mixture of corrugated metal and concrete, where you can see where it was fixed in an 8-foot section, left open in other sections, and then never mind. You don't need the details. We fixed it, so it's cleaned up, and we have a nice open flow, and the road's not sinking, and we're moving. That's been completed, and we've worked with the neighbor as you're looking at their yard. That we worked with the neighbor, and they're very pleased with the outcome and how things turned out. And we're waiting for spring to see what happens. Creek Road sidewalk, as you're aware, we received funding for that. We received a grant. We were able to do that for much less than what was anticipated, but it was completed. And I believe the residents in that area are quite pleased with now they have access, complete access down Creek Road. So that was done. I don't know if you have.
Sorry, I don't want to keep.
No,
but
you're fine.
The neighbor, I cannot tell you how many people continue to say how nice it is to walk on that side, but concurrently Sandy did the other side of the road. And so it's even, Sandy did the other side of the road.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been out there to see their.
Yes.
Oh,
So
very
now
nice.
for the residents in this area who have been forced to walk out on Creek Road, it's on both sides of the roads. We feel so much better about the kids walking to and from the school bus stop, but mostly, the church there. They don't have to go out on the road to walk to the church. So at least on my end of Creek Road, and it's wonderful up closer to Union Park Avenue, but for the residents that are east of Highland Drive, it's been fabulous. Thank you.
Ditto for the west side. Thanks. It's been great, Matt.
Okay. We did quite a few trip hazards this past quarter. This is just one of the areas, Sundown, where we group areas by streets. Okay, this was the main road we worked on, but it kind of fingered out all around that area. When we find, just for your information, when we get calls on trip hazards, we need to go out and repair them. When we find out about them, we repair them. And when we do that, we tend to look out a ways and see what's around. And when we do that, it creates projects. And when we're talking budgets this year at the retreat, you're going to see that come up. But we did Sundown, we repaired a little over 200 trip hazards through this area. These things, it was taken care of. It does cost quite a bit to do this type of work. But if we don't do it, it also costs a lot of money if we don't take care of it. But we did a little over 200 trip hazards in this area. Overall, we've done about 400 plus in the last year, doing that process of finding a spot and then working our way out into the different locations. Obviously, I can keep going through the whole city, but we kind of go till we can't see them anymore. And we try to work inward and take care of those things and go forward from there. This is separate from our grinding, our contract where we hire someone every year to come out and do the small repairs, where they grind and they follow a pattern throughout the city. So this is a separate process. We did do
Matt, you're
this,
replacing full sections in that process?
yeah,
Full squares or whatever?
full
Okay.
squares, and it depends on what the issue is, how far we have to chase that. Sometimes we have to chase it a long way. And there are cases if we chased it to a square and that square is not necessarily a hazard, but it's one piece between a nice one and another one, we'll go ahead and pick that up so you don't going from nice to rough.
I know that there are some of those with the grinding, there are some that are just too severe.
Yeah, if they're
So
over
are they
10 feet, yeah.
reporting that back to you and you're
Yes.
putting out on a schedule to do
Yes.
this? Okay.
100%. And when we get the trip hazards, those go straight to the top of the list for certain reasons. So we take care of those things. But yeah, and those things are going to continue, and we'll be bringing that forward to you at the retreat, our proposed budget on what we think we'll need to take care of next year as these things come up. And we're basing that on this last year's repairs, kind of giving you an estimate. We did do the Stephenson. Once again, we name a project based on the main road. We did Stephenson. This was a neighborhood reconstruction that if we go to Town Center, we called it Town Center, and we're working east, we hit Stephenson, and our next one, I forget, it's going to come up here, is the next section that we'll be bringing forward as part of our 5-year plan. And this is Ben, this is not me, but here's some photos. I had to see what he did to me. You'll notice in here we've replaced, you can see it, new waterways, new curb and gutter throughout the whole projects, and we also did storm drains. We upgraded all the storm drains in there. When we tear something up like this, we kind of try to fix it right and do it the way it should be done, and then try to get out of there and give that neighborhood another 25 years of life with minimal maintenance. These neighborhoods haven't been touched in over 30 plus years, and so they were in very bad shape. And that's not the only ones we have going on. Well, once again, oh, look, Ben's got more circle things. Oh, there's another one. I think, okay, that's it. We also have things going on that we started. Staker Way drainage. This is a picture of the drainage issue we have on Staker Way. These are indicative of a lot of these around the city. This happens to be one of our most egregious ones. We have a lot of them. We call them bird baths. This is more of a an elephant bath, if you will. This has got a lot that needs to be fixed. We have a design. We'll be bringing that forward as well for construction to take care of this. And when you do projects such as this, once again, it's hard to just do that section. You end up having to chase as far as you can chase it. And once you get to a certain point, you can't really stop leaving pieces. You kind of have to pick it up. So one little project like this, what we would consider about a $50,000 repair, can sometimes stretch out to $300,000, just trying to make it so it's not something we have to come back on, you know, in 2-3 years. So this is going to be coming forward. We also have the Highland Drive rehabilitation. That is going to be going on this spring. We're going to start from Bengal down to Fort Union. That's going to be a mill and overlay project. We're under design on that. And the reason we're designing that is we have, when we do a mill and overlay or we do reconstruction, by law, we have to replace, we have to upgrade all ramps, sidewalk ramps to ADA compliance. So we have to do that, and that takes design, and we also have waterways that we need to design to upgrade to our standards in the city, as opposed to the old ones the county had. So that's going to be coming forward to you for approval, and probably the end of February, a contract, or it might be in somewhere in that time frame, early spring. We'll be taking care of that. And the Cardiff, that's what I was trying to think of. Cardiff is the next neighborhood over, going east from Stephenson. We're moving into Cardiff, and that'll be the next neighborhood that will be part of the plan. And that will also be on your retreat for review and moving in that direction. So these are projects that are actually in design that we're working on as staff. There are many others. There are a lot of storm drain projects, a lot of smaller waterway projects, things like that we're working on, but they're just, those were the highlights. Other projects in design, the Fort Union Highland intersection. Remember, we received $2 million grant from Wasatch Front for that. That study is wrapping up. We'll be presenting that. This is looking at adding the third lane back on the northbound of Highland Drive. It's also looking at possibility of a median down Highland, depending on lengths and that. That's being investigated and looked at and being taken into consideration of the impacts of that. Economics for businesses, we're using a UDOT model of what those types of impacts are, because when you put that down and you make areas right in, right out, you do have an impact. What that is, we don't know, but that's part of the study to make sure that we're investigating all avenues as directed by the council to ensure we're taking care of that.
Hey, Matt, can you help me understand something? So
Yeah.
the previous slide you had going from La Cresta to Bengal, but then this other one, obviously we're studying some improvements from, I think, Fort Union to Bengal on Highland. But anyway, it sounds like you're making some rehab improvements, mill and overlay, but if there's some changes down the line to Highland in that intersection, does that kind of a
That's
double
a good
cost?
question. That cost, if there's changes, so adding a third lane or adding a median won't necessarily change the mill and overlay
Okay.
that we're doing. But if there is, there will be some, but that will be taken into account with this project itself and the cost. But where we are now on Highland, those potholes I was telling you about 100 ton of that asphalt is being used on Highland. So it is quickly eroding. So we have to do something right away. I don't know when this one will come to fruition. There's a lot that needs to go into it. So we feel it best that if we don't take care of this now, we're going to jump from about a $1.2 million job to about a $4 million job if we let it get too much further than what it is. So that's where we are. But
That makes sense.
the work we add to it is not going to, we're not going to lose what we do. If we do anything, we'll add to the east, and we'll put them, if we do a median, it'll go down, and it won't take any of the asphalt away. We'll just be adding, not taking. And also on this design, we'll be looking at restriping for the mill and overlay. We'll be looking at restriping, seeing if there's some things we can do with that to help things along there. Then there's the Highland Drive Phase 3 project that's in design. That's the west side, north of Fort Union. We talked about that in La Cresta. That is ready for, we're at the point now we can probably shelf that until we come up with funds of what we want to do there. And once again, a lot of this stuff you'll be seeing at the retreat as we discuss these projects. In other studies, we're finishing the storm drain master plan. We have the final draft in hand and we're finishing that. That'll be introduced to you and that will have to come to council for public hearing and adoption by the council. You'll have the opportunity to review that and approve that. It's a few more months of going through this process now. And once that's adopted, what that will give us is a plan of expenditures over the next few years on the aged infrastructure that we inherited and that we have from the county. Instead of chasing these emergency things, we can start being a little more proactive with this. And then we have the Cottonwood Connections that's pretty much wrapped up on Fort Union. There's a few other things, but they've moved south. They're putting in the main, and so they've got Danish closed down for a while through the winter. But they will finish that project and we'll get them out of our city for a while, at least the construction. But just to say on the side note with Metro, they've been a great partner. They've worked with us extensively and met most of our demands, and I just want to commend them on that. It's been a great partnership, and they've worked with us on the mill and overlay on Fort Union, and they've given us good pricing, and they've given us one on the next section that we can subcontract that we'll be bringing to you for approval. And that's our report for tonight.
Hey, thank you, Matt.
Any questions? So a lot going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Now, after that report, we'll proceed with the council consideration of 10 items of legislation that are on the agenda. And the first item is Ordinance 458, adopting an annual meeting schedule for the 2026 for the city's public bodies as required by statute. And we had the opportunity to discuss this item in our work session that preceded this meeting. Unless staff has anything else to add, I'll call for a motion on Ordinance 458.
I want a motion that unless there's a comment. Do you want to?
Well, you go ahead and forward it because you brought it out in the work session.
Okay, I'd like to recommend that we adopt ordinance 458 with an amendment, and that's that we choose not to have a city council meeting on election night in November. So that will be the only change to the proposed meeting schedule.
Second that.
Okay, so that motion has been made and seconded. Are we ready for the vote? Okay. This is a voice vote, a roll call vote. Okay, I vote yay, and Councilmember Holton,
Yes.
and Councilmember Highland,
Yes.
and Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
and Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
Okay. For our first one, we have several. Now we will move on to Ordinance 459, and this is imposing a telecommunications tax. And again, this is an ordinance that was discussed in our work meeting. And does staff or council have anything to discuss on Ordinance 459? And we will move forward for the vote. Let me find-
I motion that we
Yes.
pass the ordinance 459 imposing a telecom tax.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. I had to find it in the papers. Okay. Thank you. With that, we will move on to the vote, and I vote yay. And Councilmember Holton,
No.
Councilmember Highland,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
and Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
Okay, that has been recorded. Here. And now we'll move on to Ordinance 4. 60, which is 6.3 on our agenda. And this, no, yes, this is granting a telecommunications franchise. Again, this is a motion that we considered in our work meeting, an ordinance that we considered. And we had the representatives from All West Fiber there. And I believe we're ready. Is there any comments from staff or council?
I'll make the motion to accept ordinance 461 or 460, sorry.
I'll second that.
There I see. Okay, thank you. And we were ready for voting. So I will again start with Councilmember Holton.
Yes.
And I also vote yes. And Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
And Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
Okay. And then we are ready for 6.4 on our agenda, which is ordinance 461, amending the Cottonwood Heights Code regarding bonding of officers. And we also discussed this in detail at our work meeting. It's necessitated by a change in the state statute. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve Resolution 2026-01.
I'll second.
Thank you. And then I will vote in favor. And Councilmember Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
And Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, could we have a redo? I think she said resolution
It should be
2601.
461.
Should be ordinance
Yes,
461.
we should do a redo. I will redo the motion. We are going to approve ordinance 461, amending the Cottonwood Heights Code regarding bonding of officers.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Okay, second.
Okay. And I will vote yes. Councilmember Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
And Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
Okay. That one, thank you. Now we will move to 6.5, consideration of resolution 2026-01, ratifying the election of Mayor Pro Tempore. And this one we considered in our work session. I'm ready for do I announce?
Yes, you could announce.
Okay. Right. Our council has chosen Councilmember Highland to serve as our mayor tempore. And
And I will motion that we pass with a favorable vote, Resolution 2026-01.
thank you.
I'll second.
And now I will vote yay. And Councilmember Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
Okay. And now we are on 6.6, consideration of resolution 2026-02, approving the revocable right of access agreement with Rocky Mountain Power for a public art project. And we discussed this in our work session, and we are ready for a motion unless someone has any comments.
No, I have a quick comment. This is a great project going on by our Arts Council, and the artists and the artworks that are involved in all this is phenomenal. This is if you ever get a chance to see these murals driving around the town, it is astonishing to think that there are people with this kind of talent within our residency and even outside of our area. One of the nice things about this is there is a 3-year guarantee on these wraps. So it's not something that's just going to last, for a year or two. And even some of them are expected to last longer than that, but it's a great project, hosted and put on by our Arts Council. And I just look forward to more of it.
Thank
So
you.
I will make that motion to consider resolution 2026-02.
I'll second that. And I was going to say something very similar. So ditto to your comments. I think it's a great part of our city.
And it's a motion to approve, correct? Rather than just consider.
Yeah, motion to approve, I'm sorry. Resolution 2026-02.
Okay, we will go ahead and make that vote. I vote yes. Member Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
We are on to 6.7, consideration of resolution 2026-03. This is amending a development agreement for Canyon Cove subdivision. And we have had significant discussion of this item and a lot of involvement from our citizens, which we appreciate. Are there any comments here before we consider this? And I guess we are ready for a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve Resolution 2026-03.
Thank you.
I'll second that with just making reference to the commitments that we made in the work session for going ahead and approving this particular plan.
Thank you. All right, we'll take a vote, and I vote yes. And Councilmember Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
And Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And getting there, we have two more. This is 6.8, consideration of resolution 2026-04, approving an interlocal agreement with Sandy City for a joint crosswalk study. And we also discussed this in our work session and had questions answered. I am open to if there is any feedback or comment from staff or council members. We're ready for a motion.
I'll motion to approve Resolution 2026-04 for an interlocal agreement with Sandy City for a joint crosswalk study.
And I second that motion.
Okay, and I vote yes. Councilmember Holton?
Yes.
Councilmember Highland?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
And Councilmember Burrell?
Yes.
Our final of these ordinances is two more. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Consideration of 2026-05, approving an interlocal agreement with Salt Lake County for aerial imagery. And this is also an item that we covered and had more information presented to us in the work session. Is there any further comment now from staff or council? And we're ready for a motion.
I will motion to approve Resolution 2026-05.
I'll second that.
Okay, and we will vote. I vote yes. And I will ask Councilmember Holton,
Yes.
Councilmember Highland,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, our final one is 6.10, consideration of resolution 2026-06, approving an appointment to the Arts Council. This is also an item that we discussed in our work session and discussed the qualifications of this person that has been appointed, which is Lucas Manning. Am I correct? Okay, any further comments? Then we are ready for a motion.
I'll make the motion to accept resolution 2026-06.
I'll second that.
Okay, and I will, are we ready for a vote? I will vote yes, and Councilmember Holton,
Yes.
Councilmember Highland,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
and Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
That finishes the voting on these ordinances. Right. And now, the next item, let's see. That concludes our legislative action items, and the next item on the agenda is the consent calendar, whose only item is approval of the minutes of the December 16th City Council meeting. And could I have a motion to approve the consent?
I'll motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Ready for a vote? I vote yes.
Aye.
On this,
Those in favor say yes.
Aye.
Okay. And then we're ready for one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And we'll
for
roll call
joining us,
vote.
the
We will
public.
all vote to adjourn. Yes?
Both vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dot the i's, cross the
Yeah.
t's.